What do Chanel, Sycomore, Lalique's Encre Noire, and Labo's Santal 33 have in common? Well, they're all dry, woody, unisex fragrances that don't scream for attention, but rather calmly and elegantly command your respect. But which is better? Stay tuned, darlings. Hello, beautiful people. Trina here. If it's your first time to my channel, welcome. And to all my subbies, well, welcome back. Today I'm sharing 3 woody lovelies in my perfume collection that I regard rather highly. First up is Sycomore from Chanel. I only have a decant of this one. I sprayed it on my little blotter here. This is created by Jacques Polg, and I think Christopher Sheldrake may have had a hand. Sheldrake's the Director of Research and Development for Fragrance at Chanel, unless he's retired now, but as a perfumer, I think he's more well known as the nose behind much of Serge Lutens' perfumery. Jacques Polg's son Olivier is now the key perfumer at Chanel, but I believe Jacques is actually responsible for every Chanel fragrance produced from 1978 to 2013, including the likes of Coco, Mademoiselle, Allure, Chance, Chanel de Bleu, and Chanel No. 5 Au Premier. So Sycomore was launched in 2008 as part of Chanel's Les Exclusives collection and is classed as a woody floral musk or a woody chypre fragrance. Now, a perfume called Sycomore from Chanel did exist in the 1940s too, but that was a completely different fragrance, I've read. Just the name was revived in the 2000s. And I'm referring to the Eau de Toilette version here, not the EDP. I don't think the Eau de Parfum version dries down as well, and it's a lot more expensive, so I'd stick with the EDT if you can find it. Sycomore appears to be targeted at women, but we, the royal we, do not believe in gendering fragrances. Honestly, florals are not just for females, and vetiver speaks volumes, not only to men. So get a whiff of this. It's a wet, slightly misty and cool late summer afternoon. Your heart is still broken, maybe from a breakup or perhaps a loved one who's passed away, but you're deplete of all tears and sorrow now. The wound is no longer fresh, but the air is, and your soul feels lighter than it has in many months. You meander aimlessly through a groove of trees. Even though the ground's been dampened by earlier rain, the branches beneath your feet are still crunchy and they crackle. You come across a giant, overturned tree and wonder what forces may have brought it down. Maybe the same ones that brought you down. The earth is rich and inviting, so you lie down on your back next to the tree. The wind brushes the branches of surrounding fir trees out of its way so it can dapple its light onto your face and into your eyes. You squint and turn your head to the side, pushing your palms into the ground and breathe in the rich smell of damp earth and wood and conifer cones. You smile at the procumbent tree. It understands. Maybe you'll stay there for a while. Sycomore is very dark. And I don't mean evil here. I mean somber, staid, and kind of funereal. And melancholy. But I'm not at all sad about that. Rather than the actual sycamore tree it's named for, I think the vibe here is perhaps more to do with the earth and the roots beneath the tree, with a few fir cones tossed in, along with a waft of smoke and a sprinkle of spices. It's moist, it's fresh, it's earthy, it's autumny, and it's simply wonderful. Here are the notes. The bottles come in 75 and 200 ml sizes and are indeed pricey. It's got low to moderate projection and longevity at best, which is a real shame. It's a skin scent really, but as a skin scent, it does hover around for a while, but your nose needs to be right up in on it. And by that time, it's mostly sandalwood. Mind you, sandalwood's never a bad thing. Now, Encre Noire, that's the second one I have here, and I do have a bottle of that, so let me show you that. Encre Noire, meaning black ink, from Lalique, which is a glassmaker like Baccarat, was launched in 2006, which means that if someone is being copied here, it's not Chanel. The nose behind this fragrance is Natalie Larson, and it's classified as a woody aromatic. But there is musk in this one, and the notes are pretty simple. Believe it or not, I get more compliments with this fragrance than I do from Sycomore, but that could be just because I wear it more often. I have a bigger bottle and I didn't pay much for it. And this one is similar enough. Yeah, it's similar enough to Chanel that I feel it's a bit redundant talking about it, actually. Some people think of Encre Noire as a clone of Sycomore, but that's not fair since Encre Noire came out first. But I think they're thinking more of the price difference. I do prefer Sycomore. It's brighter, crisper, and vibrates at a much higher frequency. I'm not sure if it's the aldehydes or what, but I have a feeling it is. It also lasts a wee bit longer on my skin, probably due to the sandalwood, and Encre Noire is more subdued, it's simpler, it's more monotone. But they are definitely very sameish. The same DNA is there, and gram for gram, or ounce for ounce, Encre Noire is a fraction of the price. So if brand name and a perfect symphony of notes are your jam, go with the Chanel. And if your price is the deciding factor, you can't go wrong with Lalique. But to me, Sycomore shines. Not like a diamond, more like the movie The Shining, in a good way. Now the third scent is a little bit different, but I find it similar enough to group with these guys, and it's very popular with people in the US from what I'm told, but here I don't know of any other person that, aside from me, that knows of this fragrance. Mind you, I'm probably the only fragrance junkie I know as well. Okay, so this is Santal 33 by Labo, and it's also a woody aromatic fragrance. It was launched in 2011, and the perfumer is Frank Welke. I think I'm pronouncing that all right. Oof. Here are the notes. Wikipedia tells me that the note of papyrus in here is also called papyrus sedge, paper reed, Indian matting plant, nalgrass, or, wait for it, cyperus papyrus. Cyperus. Yes, there must be some sort of connection to the cypress in the other two scents, right? Well, actually, no. It's a different plant altogether, but cypress and papyrus are both coniferous or evergreen trees, meaning they have needles, not leaves, and seed-producing cones, and they usually stay green in winter, of course. And in my opinion, there seems to be a similarity between the two scent profiles here. This fragrance is also woody and smoky dry, and to me smells of thick pencil shavings and cedar dust mixed with a tiny dose of spices. Very, very subtle. It's very papery and a little bit sharper and sour compared to Sycomore, especially on the opening. I get a very faint cucumber and almost citrus vibe here too. The sandalwood crackles in this. Maybe there's some fig tree bark in there. It's like the wood is on fire but not burning. There's no creaminess that you might associate with sandalwood in other fragrances though. This one is raspy and choppy and minimalistic. And actually the whole line Le Labo is very, very raw, it's not highly refined, but it is the foundation's really solid. It's a good company, I think. Just depends on your aesthetic. So this is grittier, more down to earth, and more unfinished, unlike its cousin, Sycomore, which is more upscale and well blended. But it's still elegant, still refined and stately, extremely unisex. All of them are very unisex. Not that fragrances ever are not such a thing, but yeah, these guys definitely, I think anyone can pull them off. Put it on your dog. Maybe that's not a good idea. I remember wearing Le Labo's Santal 33 to a conference a few years ago in Kumamoto, and I got so many compliments. So it must have a half-decent sillage, better than the other two, I think. Now, I was originally going to only talk about these 3 fragrances in this video, but I want to mention a budget fragrance as an alternative to Santal 33 because that's also a pricey frag. In 2018, Zara launched a leather fragrance called Scent No. 1, targeted at men. The notes are simple, but I don't see any wood here. It would seem a lot of people in the fragrance forums have touted this as a Santal 33 dupe, definitely a way cheaper alternative. But sadly, even without trying this, and I'm sorry I haven't tried it, I admit to having a bias against the Zara frag, not because it's from a fast fashion house or because I'm a snob, although yes, when it comes to fragrances, I am a little kodowateru, as they'd say in Japanese, but rather it's because I've had experience with Zara fragrances. I'm not unimpressed with the smells of the perfumes I've tried, but I'm very disappointed in the technical merit. Really poor performance. They don't last more than an hour. Now, maybe there's some out there that I haven't touched yet that are great. So if you know of any good Zara fragrances that perform, please let me know because they're cheap and I like cheap. In any case, I think Scent No. 1 is out of production, so you might have a hard time finding it. But if you love Santal 33 and you do come across Scent No. 1, and it's cheap, just grab it. It's probably worth it if you don't mind spraying all day. Okay, my lovelies, that's my take on the woody, dry scents that I enjoy from different brands. Do you have similar thoughts to mine? Similar or not? I'd love to hear from you below, along with your recommendations for other woody delights. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you soon. Frag Hag and Scent Gourmand and Bag Hag signing out. Mwah!